You can get registered for this month's masterclass by going to pillar.io/betterlovemovement. See you there.
All right, it's early this morning. I'm waiting to hear back from someone that I need to meet up with early this morning to give them something. And hopefully I'll hear from them in the next 12 minutes, because if I don't, I'm going to get something to eat and I'm going into the office. Good morning. So, we need to talk about fatherlessness. And it is one of those things that I have several different opinions about. And what I find so interesting is when I talk about topics like men need to lead and fatherlessness and things of that nature, you got a whole lot of, I'm just waving to all my neighbors, you got a whole lot of defensive triggered men in the comments. And, those comments will be deleted. Like, okay, I don't know why you waste your precious time leaving those comments, because they'll be deleted. Like, not many people will see it because they'll be deleted. One of the things I was talking to a client about the other day was how I notice as a gender that men tend to be more defensive. Women as a gender tend to be more critical. Okay, so when we think about the four horsemen, Dr. John Gottman's work, and we talk about the 4 signs that a marriage or a relationship is headed for the rocks, there are some things that are more typical to men, and there are some things that are more typical to women. And defensiveness is definitely something I see more in men as a gender, and criticalness, being critical, is something I see more in women as a gender. Oh, is this? Okay. Hey, Auntie. Good morning. Haven't seen you in my feed in a while. Love your content. You give us hope and wisdom. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been on a social media break. So I've not been on Instagram in about 30 days. And I spent a lot of that time over on YouTube. I was working with a YouTube mentor, growing my YouTube channel. But I'm back. I'm back. And I've been traveling and doing some things, but I'm back. But yes, men as a gender. And again, please stop going in the comments talking about that's an overgeneralization and blah, blah, blah. Not all men, but men as a gender tend to be more defensive. Women as a gender tend to be more critical. And so I guess those two things go together like peanut butter and jelly. But don't come under this video, because you're triggered or because you're defensive. I've talked about single mothers ad nauseum. I've talked about single mothers quite a bit. So please don't go there, right? Everybody plays a part. Because the child did not get here by way of immaculate conception, I will talk about the mothers and I will talk about the fathers. Okay? So don't do that. And I know there's going to be people that ain't going to listen, but again, your comment is just going to be deleted. So we got to talk about fatherlessness. I'm going to edit this video together with a clip from Patrick Bet-David from his Valuetainment channel. And it's all about a challenge that was on TikTok. It's called the Shut Up Mom Challenge, right? Where kids or teenagers, they videotaped their dad was like, chilling somewhere or doing something, and they just videotape. And so them and the mom are in on it, right? And they videotape the dad wherever he is, and they say to the mom, "Shut up, mom." And I kid you not, if you see some of these videos, I mean, the dad, like one dad jumped over the couch. It was like, what? Yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But what's so neat about the challenge is that it shows the impact of having a father. It shows the impact. Thank you. It shows the impact of a father being present in the home. It's like telling you a lot, right? And if you know my story, my parents got divorced. I think I was like 9 or 10. My parents got divorced. My dad has always been in my life, always been in my life. And my example of the shut up mom challenge is my brother. My brother, I think he was like 15 or 16. He was smelling himself and he called my mom a bitch, or I don't know if he said she was bitching. He used that word. My dad drove clean across town and beat the mess out of him. like, and then what? Like, he didn't live in our home, but he drove clean across town. He delivered an ass whooping, okay, and went back, okay? And that was pretty standard. Like, it don't matter if I don't live there. It don't, look at, how about this? My dad didn't care if my mom was married to someone else. Like, my dad is a bad mofo, okay? Right? He didn't care if she had a husband at her house. He was like, what does that have to do with me raising my children? What does that have to do with me and my son, me and my daughter? Right? That's how wild he was. Like, he would show up. My mom's married to somebody else. She's like, Fred, what are you doing here? And this nigga's like, where is my son? Like, what is going on? Why is he saying this? Why is he doing this? He don't care. That don't have nothing to do with him and his kids. So that is what a father will do in a child's life. And that's for a son, right? So a father is, and this is why I have to tell these mamas, I have to tell married mamas, I have to tell single mamas. Like, I turn my head. Like, I just be like, oh, what's that over there? Like, yeah, I turn my head. And I used to do it as a child. Like, I'm trained to do that. That when my dad is disciplining my brother or my dad is talking, like, no words are said. I'm, like, I'm trained to do that. And it's sad to me that today, a lot of that is lost. A lot of that is lost. Ooh, let's go here. A lot of that is seen as abuse. And that's going to be real. This going to be a little, this going to be a little edgy. Because there's some people that's going to see that as abuse. And I'm like, okay, so you got that, and you got your child ending up in prison. You got that, and you got your child, hitting you and slapping you or doing something. You got that, take your pick. It was just different. It was just different. Like, we feared. I'm not even going to tell this lie. We feared our parents. We feared our parents, mother and father, right? Now this is the funny thing. My dad never laid a hand on me to this day. My mama, though, was a different story. Like, my mama's a different story. But my dad was so old school. Like, hey, I'm a man. I don't feel comfortable spanking my daughter or, physically disciplining my daughter. And that's not the image that I want my daughter to have of a man, right? So I don't do that. He left that up to my mother. He's like, hey, that's your daughter, so you do what you got to do. But that's my son. That's my son. And let him come off slick. Let him come off smart. Let him, yeah, he'll jack my brothers up all day long. My dad has never laid a hand on me. But that, and I still fear him. Isn't that something? I still have a reverential fear of him. Not a scary fear, right? Because that's what they get that wrong. It's not a scary fear. It's a reverential fear. So my parents put the fear of them and the fear of God in my heart. Like, that's a lot of reason why I don't be doing a lot of crazy stuff. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Like, nah, God's going, I ain't even trying to live like that. Like, but we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. We're pulling away from that. And we're doing this with gentle parenting, right? We're doing this gentle parenting, and we're doing this like, it's another one where you just stand beside the child and, kind of walk alongside them as they figure it out. No. Like, No, they can't figure it out. God gave them parents for a reason. And even my kids know I am the final authority in my house, right? Now, I will say this. I was not authoritarian with my children. I was authoritative. Now, I would lay hands. I would lay hands on them. But I raised them in such a way that once they turned like 10, 11, 12, right? I really didn't, maybe like 10, 11. I really didn't lay hands on them that much because I raised them with such a like psychological fear that I really didn't have to lay hands on them past like 10, 11. So, whereas my brother he was regularly getting whooped up around 16, 17, like regularly, because my brother was a trip. But we're missing that. And it's almost like we've foregone the whole parent, like we don't see honor in that anymore. We don't see honor in parenting our children anymore. And I was raised at a time where parents were so strict because they were like, you ain't going out here embarrassing me. Like, you ain't going out here doing this and doing that and embarrassing me. Like, when I talked to my mom about OnlyFans, when I talked to my mother about OnlyFans, she's like, what kind of, huh? No, oh no, y'all better not never do that. You better not never embarrass me like that. If sister so-and-so found out and brother so-and-so found, yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, shame was a thing. Okay? Shame was a daily thing. Like, that's a shame. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? You should be ashamed. Like, that was a daily thing. And now we're like, oh no, shame, that we can't experience that emotion, and that's not good. And I had somebody under one of my videos say, that's not a way to promote real change. No, that's a way to keep your behind in line in the first place. Okay? Can I be real? My apologies. I got a call. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I got that call because I'm supposed to be on Do Not Disturb. But in my era, shame keeps you from doing the horrible things. That's the purpose of shame. It's not about changing you. It's about keeping you from doing it in the first place. So, yeah, no. But now, this fatherlessness is out of control. And I see two things going on, and I'm going to speak on both of them. I see two things going on. Number one, and again, don't come under this video, okay? Number one, you have a percentage of men that didn't plan on being a father, don't want to be a father. They're like Peter Pan. They don't want to grow up themselves. They're selfish. They're traumatized. They got their own problems. They got their own stuff going on. So, they're emotionally immature. You got those men. Okay, so I didn't went out here and slang my stuff, and somebody then got pregnant, and I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not trying to be no daddy. I'm not trying to, take care of no kids financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or anything else. And they run from the responsibility of fatherhood. So you got that group, okay? You got that group in my mind. And ladies, y'all don't want to hear this. Like, y'all don't want to hear this, but in some way, shape, or form, you have to take a little bit of responsibility for that. You got to take a little bit of accountability for that. Because again, you did not vet him. You did not vet his character. You did not, or you just made a reckless decision in sleeping with him without using protection. Either way it go, we're not going to put 100% of that situation on the man, because the two of y'all made a child. So whether you're a woman that got reckless and slept with a man without any protection, whether you're a woman and you did not vet that man properly and now you're finding out what his true character is, like, you got a 10%, 15%, somewhere in there, you got to take responsibility for part of this. And y'all don't like that and y'all don't want to hear it, but that's okay. That's all right. It's going to be okay. Okay? But most of it is the man, like most of it is just him being emotionally immature, him being traumatized from his own childhood. So the last thing he want to do is try to now be responsible for, a child, most of it is him, but ladies, some of it is y'all. Okay. And you don't want to hear that, But see, you got to hear that so you don't keep doing the same thing. You don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over. You have to hear that. You must vet a man. You must only sleep with men that would make good fathers. You must sleep with men that you're married to. like these are the things that can help you moving forward. But yeah, if you lay down and make a child with a man who's not a good man, not a good father, not a good husband, not a good boy, yeah, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. And y'all don't want to hear that, but okay. The second camp is men who, all right, y'all, I'm getting ready to park. The second camp is men who want the responsibility, is men who recognize that, okay, whether I wanted this or not, it happened. And I'm going to actually embrace the responsibility. I'm actually going to take on the responsibility, right? I'm going to step up. I'm going to go to court, or I'm going to get some visitation, or I'm going to pay child support, right? You got that camp. Now let me tell you about some of that camp. Some of that camp is turned away. Some of that camp is turned away by women. And we don't talk about that enough. There's some women out there that are turning that camp away for a variety of reasons. Oh, he don't want to be with me. Oh, I don't want to be connected to him for the rest of my life. Shouldn't have had no baby by him. Oh, I don't like something about him. Or, oh, I don't, whatever the reasons. There's thousands of reasons why women tell me, oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't think he's a very good father, and blah, 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 and this and that or whatever. Okay, but he is the child's biological father. And I've talked about this before. It's been over a year. That's why I'm talking about it today. But I've talked about this before, that really there are only two reasons why a man would not parent, like a man who wants to parent his children. There's only two reasons that I give to women that you would not, let a man parent his children, right? There's really only two reasons. Outside of that, it's called, come on over, come get your children, and this and that, blah, 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 blah. So the first one is if the man is truly a harm or danger to the children, right? If he's an addict, if he's an alcoholic, if he's a drug addict, if he's violent or aggressive, if he is truly a harm or danger to the children, that's a no-brainer. Okay? That's a no-brainer. Oh, well, you're out of luck, okay, and I wouldn't feel no way about keeping my children from him. If he's going to do more harm than good, yeah, that's a no-brainer. The second reason would be if the man is just simply not willing, right? You keep trying to push and push and push. I see single moms do this all the time. Oh, I've been calling and texting and trying to get them together and trying to bring together. Now, I hate to break it to you, but that man is just not willing. He's just not willing, and that could do more harm than good. You keep trying to push the child on him, and the child is going over there. The father's really not paying them no mind and really not doing nothing with them, and then taking them to everybody else in his family. Like, okay, bruh's not willing. So, unfortunately, you step up, you do the best job you can. You find male mentors for your children. You find other good men, right? But really, those are the only two reasons. If a man is just not willing, he don't want to, he's running from the responsibility and you keep trying to make him, or he is truly a danger to the children. But if he just get on your last nerve, that's called so what, right? That's called so what. My ex-husband, I have a deep disdain for him. And yet, whenever he wanted, last year, oh, I want to take him to Miami. Okay. Like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to take him to Hawaii, or I want him to come down for this. My daughter just went down there Mother's Day weekend, and oh, what are we doing for Father's Day, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Like, whatever. I thank God every day he ain't my daddy, but he happens to be the father of my 3 children. So yeah, they've stayed down there for extended periods of time. And okay, just because I don't like them, what that got to do with anything? All right. And then you got dads that, like I said, oh my God, you got the all-stars, and oh gosh, the all-star dads. Like, you got the all-star dads. And okay, I'm just going back and looking at some of your comments. Lovey Child said he said my kids are my responsibility. We need more men like that. Ooh, this is the father of your children, or is this the stepfather? I would love to know the answer to that. Is it the father or the stepfather? The police will report to Child Protective Services so quick these days. They will. They will. Yeah, they won't even let you parent your children. But I thank God. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I thank God that, I missed a lot of the foolishness, this woke foolishness and this stuff where they trying to teach your kids all this crap at school that they ain't supposed to be teaching them. I thank God every day that my kids graduated in the nick of time. In the nick of time. I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Neither be sitting in somebody's jail cell if a teacher came into the classroom talking about their sexual life outside. No, Anita would be sitting in somebody's jail. So I thank God every day that I raised my children in the time that I did, because I laid hands. And I was like, what you gonna do? Like, I dare you to call the police. I dare you to call somebody. Okay? I thank God every day. I don't know how parents are doing it today. So, nope. I feel that against my parents. My child is the complete opposite. I've never gentle parented, and this still happened. He was the try it child. Yeah, we all got one of those. My middle daughter is that. It's scary when you know you can go to jail for just talking to your child in a raised big voice. It was instilled in me too, but the reason I do right, because I don't want to be sitting in no jail cell with a bunch of dudes. I know that's right. I know that's right. Discipline and abuse, totally different. Discipline and respect. With no discipline, respect will soon diminish. Yep. I understand what you're saying, but church members should stay out of people's business. Okay. Again, if you got kids at home, you got to raise them. And guess what? If they go astray, they're your problem. Like, that's what people don't realize. And I keep trying to tell people, like, don't tell me what to do with my children, because they're my responsibility, and they're also going to be my consequence, right? If this child dies, I told my daughter that just this past, like, winter, when she was acting out, and I came to the hospital. She had gotten pissy drunk, and they took her to the hospital. And y'all, I kid you not. So she was in the psych area of the hospital where they locked her in, and all there was in there was a bed. And I told her, I said, look, God has ordained me to keep you alive. Okay. I said, and you can hate me. You can hate me for doing the things I'm doing to keep you alive, but at least you're going to be alive to hate me. I said, and I can live with that. Okay. You can spend the rest of your life hating me, but you'll be alive to do it. That's the type of parent I am. And I was like, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to require respect. I don't care if you like me. Like, I tell everybody that. I don't care if you like me. You will respect me, and I'm going to do the job that God ordained me to do. Keep your little tail alive, right? And out of somebody's jail and off somebody's pole. And you can hate me, and I'm okay with it. Like, that's where I've gotten in life. So, yeah. It's like you say, people don't want to hear what you say, but they keep coming to your live. Yeah, they do. That's why I'm like, you would not believe how many men watch my YouTube videos, and it's on my platform. So I'm like, sir, make it make sense, sir. You back here again? Like, evidently the people like what you're saying. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep coming back to your live. Exactly. It's just so funny to me. Like, okay. We do what we are supposed to do. Yeah, we should. But yeah, she went through that little episode of this, like, binge drinking. I was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's it. I said, and you can hate me, and you're going to be sitting somewhere alive to do so. And I'm okay with it. And I'm going to put my head down at night. I'm going to pray to the Lord and put my head down, and we're going to be just fine. So, yeah, that's the school I come from. And like I said, my parents was worse. My parents was worse. And clearly, they did a good job, right? That it worked. It worked. And look at this. My parents don't have no drug addicted children. My parents don't have no alcoholic children. My parents don't have no children in jail. My parents don't have no pregnant before marriage or teenage pregnant children. My parents don't have, like, my parents had working class, home owning, married or unmarried, but working, owning businesses, that's educated. That's the kids my parents have. So they must be doing something right. Okay, that's it. And it's just like I watched a video by Patrick Bet-David that talks about Indian families and Indian parents. And I don't know if you saw that survey that came out that said Indian Americans are the highest grossing paid people in our country. We can learn something from other ethnicities. We can learn something from other races. I'm going to do a different video about that, especially for women. We can learn something from women of other ethnicities or other races, ladies. Okay, I know I do. I know I do. I got a Pakistani friend. I got an Indian friend. And they like, Anita, we don't believe in boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, we don't believe. I'm like, oh, I got to get on this train. That's where I got it from. We don't believe in boyfriend, girlfriend. We do not. We believe in single and we believe in engaged and married. Like, this boyfriend, girlfriend is living together. This 5 years and 8 years living together and having all these kids and that. No, they don't believe in that. And that's where I got it from. That's where I got it from. So now I'm like, nope, I don't believe in boyfriend, girlfriend. I sure did. I said, yep, I'm adopting that. Nope. But we don't want to do that. So no. All right. Good morning. Yes, Patrick Bet-David. He is, oh my gosh. So he is one of my male mentors. He's one of my male role models. I always tell women that when you start to get weary, when you start to feel like there are no good men, all these men are awful, you should have a ready list of men that you can look at and go, look at Patrick Bet-David. Like, and he's one of mine. He's one of mine. Like when I watch his videos, my hope is immediately restored. Like this man is married. He has 4 children. He's successful. He's faith-filled. Like he's a great man. So I always tell women, even if you don't see it personally, even if you don't see it, in your family or in your friend group or in your community, go outside of that. I have so many male role models, men who are good men, good husbands, good fathers. Now I'm blessed in that I have these men in my family. I'm blessed in that I have these men in my community. Okay, I'm blessed. I actually can put my hand, I can drive this car to 2 men's houses right now and put my hand on them and say, thank you. Thank you for being a good man. Thank you for being a good father. And look, we got a big party coming up for Father's Day, and I'm going to do just that. I've already started putting together plans, me and a whole group of friends, and we are going to celebrate these men that we know personally. We can put our hand on them. So ladies, you need to find yourself some good male role models. But yeah, he is the GOAT. But he's talking about Indian Americans and their culture and the way they do things. And I'm thinking, why don't we learn? Why aren't we open to learning? Why aren't we open to looking at how other people have success, how other people do things? What is wrong? What's going on with us? What is going on with us? We can learn from other people, especially based on the results they're getting. And that's it. That's why when people say to me, well, I mean, you're getting good results, so I really can't say much to that. Yeah. Other than this little blip with my daughter, I was like, yeah, no. And I chalked that up to just bad, what is it? The bad peer group, bad influence. That's what I chalked that up to. She had started hanging with these kids at school, and I was like, who are these kids? Who are they? And then all these kids, smoking weed and drinking, partying and all. I said, no. We're not doing that. And I drove to the school several times. I just would randomly pop up. And she was like, what are you doing here? I need to make sure that all this money we spending, you're not about to flush it down the toilet by doing something dumb. Like, no, ma'am. So, I don't play that. Thank you, K Jackson 863. Good morning. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. So, nope. But ladies, I always tell y'all, I got a long list. And some of y'all get mad. You get mad if I say, Morris Chestnut is one of those men. Morris Chestnut is a man who's been married for 27, 28 years. He's got 2 grown kids. He's handsome. He's successful. Oh, he's Hollywood. Why would you say? Because of the results. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. People who get good results and are not doing it in a way that's immoral, illegal, or unethical. If you are not immoral, illegal, or unethical and you get good results, check. That's it. That's it. That's the litmus test. That's it. Okay? You're getting good results. You're not immoral, illegal, or unethical. Okay. But we need strong fathers. We need involved fathers. And like I said, I am proof positive, gentlemen, that even if you don't live in the same house as your children, even if you're not married to their mother anymore, okay, you can be an incredible father. You can be an incredible influence on your children. I tell men all the time that are like, oh, you feel a way about yourself. You got high self-esteem and you got high standards and you bougie because I got a daddy. You can thank you Frederick James Daniels. Okay. That's who you can thank for that. You can thank Frederick James Daniels for what you're looking at right now. Okay. You can thank him. You can thank my mama. You can thank Merlene Silver. Okay. But that's called having a daddy. Okay, so not being strung out on drugs, not being, an alcoholic, not being on any sort of mental health medication and not being on somebody's pole and not being on no OnlyFans and actually having a brain and thinking, being educated. You can thank them for that. You can thank daddy. You can thank mama. That's what's missing. That's why my platform exists. Because there are younger women who don't have a good mom. They don't have a conscientious mom. They don't have a mom that's going to tell them the hard truth. They don't have a dad. They don't. I mean, I have had women on my platform say, I've never known a good man. I've never known a man who wasn't abusive or neglectful or wasn't. I've been sexually abused by men. I've been emotionally abused by men. And my heart breaks. My heart is breaking inside of my chest. Like these girls that go out here and they super liberal and they color their hair and tattoo themselves and pierce themselves and do all this crazy mess to themselves. And it's no dad. There's no strong father. There's no unconditional positive regard from a man. Do you realize that there are many men, I need you to hear me, men in my life that didn't want anything from me, didn't want no sex from me, didn't want no money from me, didn't want nothing. I can't do nothing for them. And they're like, Anita, what do you need? How can I serve you? How can I help you? What do you need from me? It's like the fact that a woman has never experienced that breaks my heart. My daddy don't want nothing from me. He's told me many times, every time I try to put together a Father's Day thing or send him something or buy him something or pay something, stop doing that. That's what, Anita, stop doing that. Stop doing it. I'm sorry. I mean, he is old school. You talking about old school, old fashioned? It makes him so uncomfortable for a woman to do something for him because he is like, men serve, men provide, men protect, men procreate, men they don't abuse women. They don't what? Yeah. So, but gentlemen, if you listening to this, and I'm gonna say it, you ready? So even the number two group that I talked about where, okay, I want to be a good dad. I want to be in my children's life. I'd like to father my children, but she won't let me. Here we go. She won't let me. The mama is keeping me from, or the mama is making it hard, or the mama is, fill in the blank. And y'all know who you are. I'm going to say this. You ready? And it's going to hurt you. It's going to sting a little. You're going to get defensive because, like I said, that's the nature of men. Most of the men are very defensive. So, because the last I checked, this entire world that we live in and everything I see was created by men. It was created by men. Every war, every building, every infrastructure, everything was created by men. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that men can create this entire world, they can invent thousands upon millions of things, they can do everything we see. A man created this phone that I'm talking on, and you can't see your kids. You can't find a way to see your kids. You can't find a way to talk to your kids. You can't write a letter to your kids. You can't stand outside of their school and see your kids. You can't go to their school and have lunch in the middle of the day with your kids. You can't go to court for your kids. You can't pay child support or pay for your kids' financial things that they need. No, bro, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it. Because like I said, I got too many men in my life that do hard. Y'all about to make me cuss. Do hard-ish. I know too many men that do hard-ish all day, every day. I'm not buying it. You need to do what you need to do. And you need to ignore the woman, okay, that is giving you the hard time. You need to become more stoic. You need to get stronger. And you need to ignore her. And carry on. Do what you need to do. Okay? And this whole, the mama is turning them against me, and the mama is saying this, and the mama, and guess the one way you're going to come against that is you're going to keep showing up. You're going to keep showing up. You can't be a big piece of ish if you keep showing up. If you keep showing up, eventually your children are like, well, mom keeps saying he's a big piece of ish, but he keep coming back. He keep calling. He keep texting. He keeps showing up. And this is what absolutely drives me insane. When men say this drives me insane. Like men like this, I can't. It is so detestable to me. Well, my kids need to call me. My kids need to text me. My kids need to reach out. No, bruh. You're a man. You got a dangling and nuts swinging between your legs. You need to pursue your children. Men lead. Men pursue. What? In what world? In what world are your minor children pursuing you? My children are grown and I still pursue them because I am an adult. I am an emotionally mature woman. I'm a parent. I don't need them to pursue me and call me and text me, and that's the way I'm going to hear from them. If I want to hear from any of my children at any point in time, I pursue them. I regularly, hey, son, you want to watch this show? Hey, daughter, you want to go here? You want to go get coffee? You want to get yesterday, me and my daughter on National Donut Day. Hey, I'm going to Sugar Shack. They got a burger special. They got free donuts. Let's go and do this. Okay. So I don't want to hear it. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I can't respect a man like that. I can't respect a man that's telling me that his children need to call. I mean, we're done. We're done. I've had a couple of dudes say that, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right, well, I gotta get going. I gotta get going, and they never hear from me again. So if you wondering where Anita went, that's where Anita went. If you say it out of your mouth that your minor children need to call you, or my children's mother, when she had the kids call me, Anita is gone. Anita is totally gone. You don't ever have to worry about Anita again. You a punk. You a B. So what kind of mess is that? Like I said, you need to understand, I'm not from this world. I'm not from this generation. I never saw this coming up. I never saw this type of behavior coming up, where a man is reliant on a woman to tell him what he got to do and don't do. When a man is reliant on a minor child, what? This is insane. So nope. I have had a lot of men come in my DM. Why are you so hard? And why are you so... Nope, because that's not what I saw. That's not what I was raised to think is a man. It's just not. It's just not. My son has started stepping up, and he pushed back. He pushed back a lot. He pushed back. Why are you so hard on me? Why do you make me do the outside stuff? Why do you make me do the stuff with the animals? Why do you make... I said, son, because you got a member swinging between your legs, because you got some nuts swinging between. Okay? You will be required to do hard-ish all day long, every day, all day. You will be required to protect and provide and procreate and do things, be a servant leader. You will lead. Like, I will never get off of that. And again, what I say to my daughter, I say it to my son. And you can hate me. You can hate me for it. Okay? But you will be somewhere taking care of someone, taking responsibility for your life, and you can hate me and I'm going to be just fine. I'm going to be just fine. So nope. My father didn't give a damn when I was born or even when I got married, cut ties with him. Yeah. And it's sad. I hope you have other male role models. I hope you have other men that you can look to, because trust me, your father is not the end all be all. And a lot of people believe that if their father didn't want them, if their father turned away from them, they just have a disdain for all men. And even other males. I have other male friends, men friends, that because, their dad, didn't want them or didn't like them or whatever, it's now like, I don't get along with other men and all my friends are female. And I'm like, no, bro, that's twisted. That's twisted. You have to heal that father wound. You cannot hate what you are. Okay, that's why I told women yesterday, you cannot hate women or, I don't get along with other women. You are that. That is a form of self-hate. Okay, I've come across some crazy women. I've come across some, toxic women, but I do not hate women. I have a lot of great female friends. That's just them. Like, I cannot label all women crazy, all women toxic, all women are this or all. No, that just happened to be those women. But that's a form of self-hate. Like, don't do that. No. But we have got to step up. And when I say we, I mean y'all. Like, let me get specific. When I say we, I mean men. I was raised by my grandparents. God bless them. Yes, God bless them. Yes, so many men can't do anything with their hands. What will that degree of... Okay, what will that degree do if... Yeah. S hits the fan. I agree. All of them think X. My grandfather, my youngest son is so amazing. My late husband was incredible. Great. See, that's all that matters, that you have positive male role models. And I tell people this, my son was very instrumental in healing my father wound, right? My son was very instrumental in that. And my son and I sometimes will have our little contentious relationship, but we're going to London in August and I'm looking forward to that trip. Just he and I. Going to London, and he's always wanted to go there. And I'm like, yeah. Yep. But our men have to do better. That's what I'm going to say. Our men have got to do better. They've got to step up. And bruh, if you don't want to have no kids, get a vasectomy. Keep your member outside of women, find something else. I don't know. Just do what you got to do. Keep your member covered or keep your member outside of women that you don't want to have no children with. I don't know how else to say it. Yep. So, but once it happens, you gotta step up. You gotta deal with it. I have a client right now who, had a child, that was not planned. I'm going to say that was not planned, but he is traveling out of state. He is seeing his child every other weekend. He's paying child support. He's doing what he needs to do. He is an honorable man. An honorable man. And it don't matter about the mother. Don't matter. He's going to court. He's showing up for all his court dates. That's what I'm talking about. And I wish I could, take his picture. Like, this is the poster child of responsibility. This is what men do. Okay? They take responsibility. And for all of you men who are, oh, she tricked me. She told me she was on birth control. And she. Again, the number one way to keep yourself from having kids is don't have sex. Don't have sex with nobody. To me, and y'all really not going to like this, when a man puts his member inside of a woman, he has given consent. Y'all really hate that, don't you? What? So having sex is giving consent to have kids? Yes. Because sex makes babies. And I'm going to say the same for the women. The moment you allow his member to come in your body, you have consented to have a child. Sex makes babies. Duh. So stop it. And you're grown. Okay? If you didn't get that very basic lesson from sex ed, you're an idiot. You don't deserve to have no sex. You ain't got no business having sex if you don't understand that sex makes babies. Come on. They should use the initiative and use a condom himself. Exactly. They need to get a vasectomy. There's plenty of men out here that need a vasectomy. Yeah. And women who don't do the same. Yep. So that's for both of y'all. So you don't have to like it. You don't have to love it, but it's the truth. All right. I got to get something to eat. I did not get my message, so I'm assuming she wants to meet later, or we're going to do it some other time. I'm going to go grab something to eat, and then I'm heading into the office. But this fatherlessness is a huge problem. It's a huge problem, and the single mother is a huge problem. Like I said, I've already gotten on the single mom, so don't even come in the comments talking about single moms. Like, that's all I talk about. So I'm dealing with daddies today. I'm dealing with daddies. I'm dealing with fathers. I'm dealing with biological fathers that are not actively parenting their children. If you are not actively parenting your children, and remember what I said earlier, she won't let me, she's difficult. That's not an excuse. Okay? That's not an excuse. You still must do the moral and right thing. That's not an excuse. So, okay? All right. Oh, great. She says, thank you for this. I will definitely come back again. Thank you and bless you. Okay? Have a great morning. It's a beautiful out here. It's a beautiful day here where I am. And remember, at the end of the month, I'm no longer going to be reposting replays of my live here on Instagram. You're going to have to go over to YouTube. You're going to have to join the channel, subscribe to the channel. That's where you're going to see all of my lives and just all of my videos in general. I've been making videos in general and posting them to YouTube. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. Okay. So help me get there. I have almost 70,000 followers on Instagram. I would love to have 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. So head on over to YouTube. If you're already watching this video on YouTube, thank you. If you're already subscribed, I thank you so much. Like this video, share this video. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. And as always, stay open to love.